Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday. Holy smokes. This week kind of went by pretty quickly. In any case, not a lot to talk about because yesterday I was here at home. I ended up not going in to work yesterday because we're still having technical issues apparently. Don't know where they come from, except a power outage caused a loss to the central server, which meant we can't do anything. Now, I don't know if they ever got that. I don't know if they ever got it back up. Hopefully they did, because if not, the nightmare is going to be very, very protracted. And I'd rather not deal with that personally. I know I like to say challenges. We should be facing them. Trust me when I say these are not challenges you want to face. They can be very, very frustrating. And the day before they proved to be already frustrating. A lot of people very unhappy right now. But not much that can be done about it. It's just one of those things that happens. Let me tell you something. When technology works, it works really well. Sometimes it's really great. But when it fails, we're suddenly without it. We really learn about our over-reliance on it, don't we? One of our patients pointed it out, and I think it's a worthwhile point to explore. As some of you know, I work in a pharmacy, and he said, "Well, what did you do before all this stuff?" Which is a really good question, because most of us, myself included, really haven't been in this game during that time. But I can tell you this. Prescriptions didn't take an hour or less back then. They took a little time. And you had to give them that time. Anyway. Let's say we get right down to it. Now, before I go into this, I did choose the Wild Unknown Tarot today. Also chose Sacred Rebels Oracle because that tends to go really well with it. They pair very nicely. We've been getting a lot of very blunt and honest messages this week, and I wanted to kind of continue that because we're not being told what we want to hear, we're being told what we need to hear. Also picked the Viking Oracle, Spirit Animal Oracle, and Runes of the Gods Oracle because why would I not? Anyway, I know I've been doing reversals lately. That will not be happening with Wild Unknown because it doesn't have reversals. So we're going to read those just as they are. And hopefully I didn't flip the deck over. And if I did, I'm going to have to spin the card around. But anyway, we'll start with you. So yesterday you were being guided by her. Today, this is what you have to embody. And what was it we said about her yesterday? If I'm not mistaken, it was that you have to keep moving. I hope you got some rest yesterday. I know I did a little bit. So, we may be faced with challenges. We may be faced with difficulty. But we gotta keep moving. Well, let's see. Okay, so apparently that wasn't work. Anyway. Okay, so embodying that ability to keep moving no matter what's going on. That's important today. Being guided by none other than the Queen of Valkyries herself, Freya. So, knowing she's also a goddess of war, she gets first pick of those slain in battle. Yeah, she gets to pick before Odin does, let me tell you. So what do we know from these two pairing up? That today is probably going to be a very difficult struggle. Take your breaks where you can. Get those little moments of breath in, breathe, and face them. Which is probably what I'm going to be doing today. That's why I'm not really like dressed as I normally am, because I refuse to dress for work until I know one way or the other whether I got to be there. So I'll be checking up on that after the reading. Alright, so just remember, fly like the eagle, because yes, Spirit's got your back. So it looks like whatever it is you do, just keep moving and don't sweat things. You're going to be just fine. We've got 3 of Pentacles. We've got a 5 of Pentacles. And we also have Temperance. So, 3 of Pentacles. What are you doing? Yeah, he decided to try to cram himself under the couch for some reason. Little fuzzy beast. You are a small beast, Mr. Bub. A small beast. A little beast. A little happy beast. Shush, child. He's been a little extra squirrely today. Anyway. Going with the 3 of Pentacles, I can tell you that's usually collaboration. We can build together. But we do need our teamwork, our determination and focus. That's how we scale those mountains. So the task ahead is a momentous one, usually related to job or career, and this one suggests that you focus all your efforts, discipline, strategy, and hard work, because they're needed now more than ever. And if you become weary or overwhelmed, rely on those around you. So this is a card of teamwork, just like Rider-Waite, just like everyone before it. And guess what? You step in to help where someone else falls out, they step in to help you. It's literally a team effort. And we go to that 5 of Pentacles, which I can tell you right now, that one is loss. And this could be... Actually, this is a hard times card. I mean, the rose looks pretty wilted. But above all, there will be worry. So much worry. And this anxiety that you're suffering is counterproductive and damaging. You got to find a way to quiet the mind during that difficult time. So rely on meditation and visualization to find a little peace. And what that means is you got to see. You got to see the end yourself. You can't look at things and go, okay, there's that light at the end of the tunnel. You got to see it and say, that's what I'm going for. And pursue it, no matter what. Okay? Finally, though, we've got Temperance. The thing I love about Temperance is it talks about a little bit of balance. And when we're talking balance, it's always one of my favorite cards to come up. Because at the end of it, it's also about healing and renewal. I mean, if you look at these cards, they have about three colors, black, white, and red. But this one's really vibrant, has a lot more color to it. But the great blue heron in this card remains calm and peaceful as she blends opposing elements of fire and water. The Temperance card asks you to moderate, much like this bird. Focus on cooperation and compromise. If you've been excessive in one aspect of your life, practice a little self-restraint and moderation. You'll find a new sense of healing and balance from bringing a little harmony back into your life. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, there was, as a matter of fact, I can tell you a little story here, and it's a small one, it's a short one, and he wants to play, so get him out of the way. There we go. Okay, so the thing about temperance is there's a story about that. In Dungeons and Dragons primarily, there's something called an alignment chart, and it's 9 different little boxes, and you have good, neutral, and evil, and then they break down to lawful, lawful, chaotic, and those are the extremes, and then there's a middle ground there. But I took this test and came out true neutral, which is not surprising. Libras were all about balance. And there have been times where I've taken opposing sides on an issue, and then when, people like me would tend to side with the underdog, so we will suddenly switch sides. Especially when one side or the other becomes tyrannical or dogmatic. So, going with the oracle cards here, because that's the end of the story really. We've got Restore and Replenish, Dream a Beautiful Dream. I do love it when that card comes up. And then She Feels, She Knows. So let's start with Restore and Replenish. Notice how this looks like a person in the womb. Think of how easy you had it. You didn't have to worry about shelter. You didn't have to worry about food. You didn't have to worry about anything like that. You were nourished right there in the womb. And you had little to nothing to do there, except maybe kick occasionally. Now, dream a beautiful dream. Remember, all this hard work and effort and teamwork and, stuff like that, all the balancing act you have to put on with temperance to keep this anxiety at bay, it's all about one thing. What is your end goal? That has to be the first thing that you answer. That has to be the first question you ask and the first one you answer. What is your end goal for just today? I mean, if we look at it, we're having some little issues today, but in the greater scheme of things, we really want to balance ourselves out. And that's what all this right here has for us. So, the urge to create, it's the same within you as it is for anything else, including your creator. See, that's also the part of you that wants to dream of beauty, bring it to life in as many ways as possible, in how you eat, dress, look, behave, create art, relate to those around you, write your poetry by moonlight or bathe by candlelight. So, if you've come to believe that your love of beauty is superficial rather than a genuine expression of your heart's appreciation of symmetry, harmony, and grace, then you may block your ability to create harmony in your life. But genuine beauty, rather than just superficial glamour, that flows from within. It's an expression of radiance from within the heart and a love of life. If you've struggled with an obsessive attitude toward beauty that tends to prevail in human culture, then it's time to look to nature instead. And ladies and gentlemen, what have I said about nature? It's you, watching this right now. You are nature. You're not a part of it, you are it. You know, kind of going to that, back to that restore and replenish card for just a minute, because I do want to revisit this for just a bit, if you'll permit me. If not, you can kind of scrub ahead. See what you're in need of right now. It's so much deeper than rest. What you need is restoration. That's what all this was about, was healing and renewal. That's what this reinforces. And you're more likely to gain what you need by breaking with your routine completely and doing something different. So you need some spice and variety, some change to bring some fresh energy into your body, heart, and mind. You need to restore and revive yourself by changing the usual flow of energy through your being. And you can stimulate this process by going to a different place, meeting different people, taking different action to what you would usually do. You could return to your regular routine in time. It feels good for you. However, it's now time to move without pushing yourself beyond what is known, comfortable, and familiar. Very simple. Time to break from the routine a little bit, right? That's what I did yesterday. It was pretty good. So, she feels, she knows. So here's the guidance that you're getting, particularly about long range or long-term developments. So something that's far bigger than the immediate situation, issue, or moment that's of importance, although you'll have only a dim sense of that possibility at best. The situation you find yourself in right now may not be one of joy, but in time you'll understand more of the bigger picture. You'll come to see why things are happening as they are, and how you're being helped onto the next stage of your path, even though it may look like an obstacle right now. So think long term. Play that long game with this. Whatever this is today, whatever you're struggling with today, play the long game here. And then the runes. We have Uruz, strength. There we are. We have Fehu. There's that wealth and abundance again. And then we have Kanaz. So it looks to me, through your strength and courage, this is what defeats the anxiety, ladies and gentlemen. And where do you get that? You got to go to the well a little bit with your wealth, your abundance. Even if it's not financial, it may be something you know. So you may have an abundance of knowledge about one thing, and guess what? That may save the day. And of course, lighting the way for others by being that beacon, right? Now, yesterday's rune of the week on high notes was Isa, which is meditation and reflection. We've seen that a few times before. But what I'm getting here is the overall sense that, yes, prepare for battle, but try not to worry, because worry is counterproductive. You're going to have that calm peace of mind. You're going to have to break a little bit from your day-to-day routine and get into something a little more for you, right? You'll return to your normal situation and time already in progress, but for now, it looks to me like it's time for you to really step up, to really take charge where you can, and perhaps even to guide others. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. And that's really all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a great thing to have you here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for doing all of that. I really appreciate it, because without you, I'm pretty much just shouting this stuff into the void, aren't I? So, tomorrow, Full Scale Friday again. I really gotta check the schedule to see if I can actually do it like I'm doing it today. If not, well, I'll do another midnight release. It's fine. But I'm gonna get you that. I'm gonna get you that reading, just like I do every Friday. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, you can't control how others react. You can't control what others do, but you can control you. And that's all you can control. And today you're doing your part to making that dream a reality. Think bigger picture. Get a little perspective. So, take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And by the way, just in case you want private readings, the description down below tells you exactly how to do them. Or how to get them, rather. And as always, my friends, shine on. You know what? How about a few final thoughts? That thing that you're really worried about, because that's what's been on my mind. Whatever it is you're worried about, I'm sure it's nothing. Really think about this for a second. Kind of like, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, you face some pretty insurmountable odds today. That much is true. And they seem to be building. Don't let them get to you. You're going to be just fine. Alright? Love you. Take care. Don't do anything I would do. I'll see you.